Megan Larson here. Welcome back to my channel. So I know I promised you guys that I would be doing a video every single week, but yeah, about last week, I kind of missed it. Only because I was super busy. I had 2 classes on Monday and Wednesday, which is usually my day to post. So I was unable to post because it was just super busy. But anyways, I'm back. And I thought I would do a little get ready with me video and just kind of get ready with you guys and just kind of chit chat about hair, becoming an educator for Paul Mitchell specifically, but if you're wanting to maybe know about becoming an educator for another brand or something. Also, getting noticed by brands and working with brands, getting featured on their pages, things like that. So if you don't know by now, if you're new to this channel or maybe you're just finding this, I am a national color educator for Paul Mitchell as of recently, and I'm so excited. And so it all started honestly about 2 years ago, and I was like, I want to be an educator for Paul Mitchell. Like, it looks like fun. Like, they get to go to different salons and teach classes. They get to make some money. They get to travel. They can work, you know, they get to work at the hair shows, and then, you know, eventually maybe become a platform artist. And so all of that just like really excited me. But beyond that, let me back up actually. So our salon has been open for 4 years now. And when we first opened our first year, I literally said, I'll never be an educator. I cannot educate people. It doesn't interest me. I don't like it. And the reason I said that is because I actually never did it. So how would I know that I even liked it if I didn't do it? Well, if you're a salon owner or if you're thinking about becoming one, you know that becoming a salon owner, you kind of have to be an educator because you're gonna have to coach your team. You're gonna have to teach them things and help them grow. It's part of your responsibility as a salon owner. So that's exactly what I started doing. I started coaching our stylists in our salon here and there. I started helping them with things, and wouldn't you know, I found out that I really enjoyed helping them and teaching them and educating them and seeing them grow and learn new things. And it just was so meaningful and purposeful for me to see that. And so it was probably, you know, somewhere in that first year that I fell in love with educating. And so right then I started, I had previously been listening to Britt Siva's podcast, which you guys might have heard of her. She's like a social media coach for Hairstylist. And one day she said on her podcast or YouTube video, I can't remember, if you want to be an educator, what's stopping you? Start educating. And I was like, oh, duh. Like, if I want to be an educator, just start educating. Like, I don't need to be educating for a certain brand or for a person to be considered an educator. So I turned my social media, specifically my Instagram page, into an educational page. And I started posting every single one of my posts to be educational. So every single one of my posts has a formula given, a step-by-step how I did it, or a social media how-to, or how to edit this photo, or how to edit videos, some kind of education. And so when I started doing that, I also started making contacts and meeting people in the Paul Mitchell company and making connections with them. So they started to know who I was. And they started following me on social media, and they were like, oh, she educates people. She loves education. And eventually, after several years of them seeing me constantly put out all this educational content, it obviously gave them the idea like, oh, she loves to educate. She must want to be an educator. And so I did actually go to the tryouts the second year after opening our salon, and I went to the initial tryout and, you know, listened to the whole what to expect to become an educator. This is what's required. This is how much you get paid. This is what you're going to be doing as an educator. And so I drove home that day, and we had to drive about 2.5, 3 hours to get to that training. And so I drove back home that day just feeling so like excited and overwhelmed. And at the time, my husband and I were just in the baby steps of getting ready to build our first home. So I was thinking about that too. And anyways, we didn't end up building our house till like over a year later. So it was just kind of all craziness. But anyways, so it was just all overwhelming to me. And I was thinking, you know, if I'm going to be an educator, I want to give 100%. I want to be able to not have any other big distractions and just kind of make sure I can really give 100% and focus on this. Plus also, I felt like I could just get a little bit more experience in the salon, just being a salon owner, because we had just opened our salon, so that was overwhelming too. That was a lot in itself, and I just was unsure about everything. So I told them, I don't think this is my time. I'm gonna pass at this time and definitely revisit in the future. And then it was like a year and a half later, they contacted me, and they had started a new educator program and had said that they wanted me to join the team. And I was like, yeah, I'm ready. I want to do it this time. I'm definitely ready. So I went to Orlando back in the fall of 2018 and did the training with all the other national educators. And then during that time period, I had to study and go through like this webinar course on becoming an educator and study all of their color stuff to make sure I really knew how everything worked. And not that I know everything now, because I don't, and nobody ever really will know everything. That's why it's so important, no matter who you are or what position or title you have. It is so important that we always continue to learn and grow ourselves, because we can never know it all. And when we think we know it all, then that's when we stop growing. So anyways, I had to take the webinar, and we went through all of the color that Paul Mitchell has and step-by-step in detail and how they want the classes taught and all of that. And then back in February of 2019, this year, we went to Nashville to get like certified. And then after that, we had to have a conference call, and we had to like do so many shadow classes. So the shadow classes just depended on each person and what the person and the education coach felt like we needed. So whether that was anywhere from 2 classes to maybe 5 or 6 classes, it just depended on the person. So we did the shadow classes, and then they sent us an email saying, congratulations, you're now an educator for Paul Mitchell. Congratulations, we're excited to have you on the team, whatever. And then like they send you out a kit 2 weeks later, which I'm still waiting on. I'm so excited, I cannot wait to get it. So they're basically gonna be sending one of everything they have, like all their color stuff, their color lines. They're gonna be sending me products, everything. That way I can have everything to teach the classes that I need to teach. So I love educating because it really excites me to meet new people. I love to travel to new places to meet new people, especially connect with other hairstylists and salon owners. I just always love talking to people that are like-minded and do the same thing that I do every day. So, and then I just love maybe showing and telling people things that they didn't think about, or something new, or just inspire them, because I know how that feels for me. Like when I learn something new or get a new idea that maybe I haven't thought about in a while or never occurred to me and someone else is doing it and it works, like that inspires me. And it's so important to stay inspired, because it's so easy to get caught up in your day-to-day and just do what you do every day, all day, do it the same. And so we get stuck in a rut a lot. So I think it's so important to constantly be educating yourself and learning new things and growing. So that is the main reason that I love educating. It's not really for the money. Yeah, of course, we all love that extra income, and we do partly do it for that, but that cannot be the main thing, because honestly, I can make more teaching independently, or I can make more behind the chair. So it's not even about that. It's just about getting the fulfillment and helping other people and finding your purpose in life. And for me, that is one of my purposes, to grow other people. And in the same time, it stretches me. And I'm the type of person, and you might be the same way too, when I get comfortable doing something and I've been doing it for so long, I know I have to challenge myself. Like, I just am a challenge junkie is the best way I can say it. Like, it scares me to death sometimes, and I have the fear that everybody else has, but I know I have to do it. And I know every single time that I've taken that step to do it, that I've never regretted it, that I've only grown from it, and I've only gotten better, and I've only seen more success with every single time that I've taken that step to step out of my comfort zone. So I've kind of got like become a junkie, I guess, in that aspect, because now I'm like addicted to it. I'm addicted to growing. I'm addicted to constantly challenging myself and, okay, what's the next thing? What's the next thing? What can I do next? How can I become better at this? So, and you know, for me, becoming an educator is that next step. It's that next challenge. And I'm excited because it pushes me. And when I teach, I learn and I grow too. Whether that's learning how to teach a class better, or maybe I'm studying up before a class and like, oh, I forgot about that, or I, you know, haven't, whatever. So it's a big challenge for me, and I'm really excited to start this journey. And not only that, but when you teach for a brand and you teach for a company, it's a lot different than independent education. So you have to keep that in mind too, because whereas, say, maybe you've been to some independent classes, or maybe you are an independent educator, and it's a lot different when you go to those classes or when you teach them yourself, because it's your class. You can teach it how you want to. But when you teach for a company or a brand, it's a lot different, because they have their format, they have their terminology, they have their way that they want you to do things. And so you have to keep that in mind when you're representing that brand or that company, because they have a standard that they want all their educators to be teaching. And that's how they can keep everybody on the same page. And that's how they can keep that system in their education programs and things like that. So you really have to keep that into consideration, especially if you are considering working with a brand or becoming an educator for a brand, because yeah, it's a lot different. And you know, I've had a lot of people message me and contact me and say, oh yeah, I was an educator for such and such brand, or this brand or that brand, and I didn't really like it because it was too structured for me and whatever. And okay, I can see that, I can understand that, but you have to keep in mind there's educators all over for that company, and they have to keep a system. But not only that, but for me, it's a challenge for me. Like, I want to grow in that area. That's another skill set for me, to be able to teach for a company and learn their terminology and their products so good that, you know, I can answer any question or know every single thing about that company's products and all the things that they offer. So it is for some people, it's not for everybody, but you have to be open-minded. And again, you have to have the mindset of, okay, I'm gonna keep learning and growing. This might be hard. I might not always like every part of it, but it's making me a better person. And you have to remember the real reason why you chose to be an educator for that company, or why you want to be an educator for that company. It has to be bigger reasons beyond, oh, I'm just gonna make a lot of money, because that's not always the case. Yeah, it's a great little extra income, you know, and depending on how many classes you teach, but you know, money can never be the reason that you start something, because it's not sustainable. Because what happens when you, let's just go on this topic real quick, because I hear so many people that are like, oh yeah, I'm gonna make a lot of money and I wanna make 6 figures a year. I wanna make $1 million by age blah, blah, blah. And that is so good, and that's great. And that's a super great goal that you should totally strive after. I mean, those are some of my goals too, but we have to have real meaning and purpose behind those. It can't just be like, oh, I want to be rich and have a lot of money, because we can get to that goal, and then if we don't have purpose behind why we want or need that money, then we're gonna get to there and be like, oh, well, it's not as great as I thought, what now? So that's why it's so important to write down your goals and why you want to go there, or what's the purpose, you have to find purpose beyond just making money. So I always like to keep that in mind when I'm talking to people about becoming an educator or all of that stuff. So anyways, I hope that all made sense to you guys, and I will be making more videos coming up soon. My weeks are getting a little bit crazier because of teaching now, and just summer's coming, so there's lots going on, and I'm sure you guys can all relate. But I would like to hear from you guys in the comments below. What are some other videos that you would like to hear, or like other things you'd like to know about pertaining to anything salon, hairstylist, becoming an educator? If there's anything I didn't answer that you would like to know about becoming an educator, I am an open book. I think I've said that in all my other videos. So I am more than happy to share anything with you guys, literally anything. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. Okay, Alexa is talking to me right now. That's creepy. Okay, anyways. Yeah, I had to like step away from my camera because I was getting ready to start the video and I was like this, and I was like, oh, yeah, it doesn't really look like I'm wearing a shirt. So I'm like, let me just back it up a little bit. I'm really wearing a shirt, see? So anyways, and I know I didn't tell you guys any of the products that I'm using today, and I'm sure I'm gonna get asked by somebody, so I can run through everything really quick and just kind of tell you guys what I used. And also, one thing I always get asked is my eyelashes, my staples. I wear my eyelashes every single day, you guys. There's not a day that goes by that I don't wear them. And so I find my lashes at TJ Maxx, and these are the Lashes for Days. And these ones are Glam Wispies, but these are not my favorite. My favorite are the High Drama ones. So my favorite ones are this brand, Lashes for Days, but it says High Drama up there. But also Salon Perfect has my favorite lashes in almost like the same dramaticness, I guess you could say. So these ones are Go Glam, and this is what they look like. And basically the ones from TJ Maxx look the same. And actually those are the ones I'm wearing today. You guys can see, these are my faves. And I use the Becca Ultimate Coverage Foundation. I'm trying to read my calendar notes. I have to always make my calendar, it's like full with notes, because I'm like, I forget everything if I don't write down. Like there's so much going on, I have to like put it in my calendar or I'll like totally forget. So anyways, this is the Becca Ultimate Coverage Foundation. It's really full coverage. It does stay on all day. My skin is changing because summer's coming, so it's starting to get dry. So this is starting to like make my skin look more dry, I feel like, with them, because it's so thick and full. So I might be switching to something a little bit lighter for summer so it doesn't make my skin look so dry, but I do like it. It does give really good coverage. And then I was using Maybelline Ultimate, or not Ultimate, what am I talking about? Maybelline Fit Me Concealer as like my highlighter underneath my eye. And then I love using the Hoola Benefit Bronzer for my contouring. Also, what else am I using? And then I use the Anastasia Dip Brow for my eyebrows. And I found this ColourPop palette at Ulta recently, and it has the prettiest nude colors in it ever. So I use this palette like every day as my everyday go-to eyeshadow palette, and I love it. And then I'm still faithfully using my Carly Bible palette, and someone was telling me that you cannot buy the Carly Bible palette anymore, or it's like hard to find. I don't know, I need to check it out and try to look for it myself, but I faithfully use the highlighters in here because they're so pretty. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm embarrassed to show you this palette. Let's just not even go there. My mirror broke in it, and literally the palette looks destroyed, and it's only because I packed it in my suitcase on my last trip. I think it was when I went to Nashville actually, and it crushed the mirror and destroyed like all the things in it. So anyways, I kind of salvaged it a little bit, but it's kind of a mess. So anyways, still faithfully using that highlighter. And what else? Oh, and I love the Superhero It Cosmetics mascara. This is actually the travel size because I love travel sizes, especially for like when I travel. So I had some of this left over, but I love the brush. Let me show it to you guys real quick. This just turned into like a makeup tutorial, but I just thought I'd tell you guys what I was using. So I love that bristle, the bristles on it, because it just gives me so much length and volume, especially on my lower lashes, and it doesn't transfer onto my underneath. So that's a good thing too. And I think that's pretty much all I used today. I'm just gonna put a little bit of blush on, and I'm gonna finish my highlighter up, and I'm going to put my lower lashes on. And then, oh, for my lip gloss, or my lipstick, I like to mix these. Well, today I'm gonna mix these two. It's the NYX Liquid Suede Sandstorm is the shade. I put this on first, and then I top coat it with this lipstick. And this actually just makes it a little bit glossy. It's got a little bit of color, but it goes so good together. And this is the Maybelline Baddest Beige. Oh my gosh, guys, it's so pretty. It's not, this one goes really good paired with on top of something else. By itself, it gives a pretty shine, but it's not gonna give you much color. So I really like this on top of the NYX Liquid Suede Sandstorm. It's so pretty. So anyways, I think that is all the makeup that I have used today. And yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. I love making YouTube videos for you guys. So again, if you guys have any other requests, let me know below. Thank you so much for watching. I love you all so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. Okay, so I just wanted to jump on here one more time and show you what my finished makeup looks like, so you guys can see like the lip color and the highlighter and all that. That way I didn't have to end the video looking so cray. So here it is, and I will see you guys later. Bye. For reals now.